And starting webinar.
Yeah. So I see people are joining in. People are joining in. Coming in, streaming in. Welcome, guys, as you join. We will wait for everyone to, or a good number to have joined. So welcome as you join. The numbers are still coming up. So, Jerome, whereabouts are you based? And how is the weather there?
I'm based in Mauritius, and right now it's still summer.
Oh, nice.
Never stops, yeah.
I hope you've got enough rooms. Can we advertise to our members that when they go to Mauritius, they don't need to go to a hotel, they can just stay with you?
I'd rather they went to a hotel. They'll have more fun.
Let's just wait a little bit for more people to join. I know that, with South Africa, there are people that won't be able to join us because of load shedding, and we do apologize. However, it's a good thing that we are recording, so we'll talk about that later. I think we have a good number. I'll just wait for maybe another 2 minutes, then we can start. Okay, the number is not moving any further as in quickly, so let me rather start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's meeting, the webinar that we are hosting to assist members with all their issues regarding the signing up to the new platform, a beautiful platform, GlueUp, which is a membership management system, as well as how to log in and the various features that this particular website, or should I say CRM, offers. It's really a beautiful, beautiful tool. However, I recognize as the CEO and as my team that many of you have struggled or are still struggling to understand how it works. We still have quite a large number actually, of our members that are still yet to activate their profile. And we're going to deal about that. We're going to talk about that. Today, I think I possibly dealt with about, give and take, around 30 members that have contacted me on various issues, but all linked to the GlueUp, the CPD, the message that was gotten from the HPCSA, and I'm going to speak about that. So let me just welcome as well Jerome Wiehe, and Jerome is the CEO of Fast Forward. Their company support the new companies that are signing up or implementing GlueUp and we've asked him to come and talk to us, talk to you guys, and try and answer as many questions as he can for tonight. So we're gonna get to that presentation. I wanna welcome my other colleagues directly are in here, and Bayman, many of you know her. She is looking after our marketing and IT side of things, and you have maybe called her for assistance. She's here. She's hopefully going to join us towards the end when we are dealing with questions and answers. I've got Marlies. Again, many of you would have dealt with her. She looks after events, and GlueUp obviously has a lot of events functionality, and we want to make sure that your life is made easy. And this is the reason why we have called for this meeting. Now, from the onset, please understand that today's meeting is not accredited. So there isn't any CEUs that you are going to accrue after tonight. This is purely to help you understand, purely to deal with some issues that you may be having. I just want to then quickly start from the reason why we have gone to GlueUp, and many few people today that were struggling, but we sorted them out, asked me the question, why this difficult system? And quite honestly, it's not a difficult system. You will see later what are the reasons why some of you are struggling the way you are struggling. It's really a beautiful, beautiful system. And maybe I'll add more after Jerome has made his presentation. It's really a beautiful system. What we have done is we have looked at the previous system, CRM that we had, and there were issues. There were issues, I'm going to give you an example, of non-functionality, of technical issues that were non-stop, and support that we were not getting, as well as development needs that were not being met. This is the reason why we have moved. But more importantly, there were certain functionalities that some of you have been asking for. And when we put them together in a basket, that system that we used was lacking by far. And we had to go around, and I finally found the system, and this is an international system, and really it covers, I would say, about 90% of what we are looking for. Doesn't cover everything. And of course, there are certain things that were in the previous system that we may lose. But overall, the functionality is way, way better and easy to use. So that's why we have signed with GlueUp. I can tell you that with GlueUp, one of the things that I like, besides the functionalities that we're going to talk about, is that when they see there is a need to develop something, because they are an international organization supporting similar organizations like ours internationally, they are very quick to get their research and development team to look at the stuff that we are suffering from, and they develop and then they deploy it. That's what excites me. So many of the things that we are suffering from, if there is enough commonality amongst the users of GlueUp, it's going to actually be developed going forward. So that's a reason, a quick reason to say why we're going to GlueUp. If I were to give you one of the things that was being asked of me as a CEO by some of the members is, say, how can I interact with some of my colleagues or colleagues that have a similar interest in a particular topic? Let's say pediatric dentistry. How do I do that? Can you form a WhatsApp group? Now, a WhatsApp group is not as user-friendly, nor is it as secure. This system that we have allows something very similar, what we call communities, for you to be able to belong to a community of interest, and for you to ask your colleague any question, and any colleague that has got information will be able to provide that information for you. But also, you are able to interact directly with a particular member. If you, for instance, are looking for a doctor, so-and-so that you know is a specialist in a particular environment and you don't have their contact details, through this system, you are able to do exactly that. something that we don't have currently. So there's quite a lot of things that we'll speak about. When we joined and when we took over GlueUp, the one thing that we have lost is the CPD environment, or part of the CPD environment. If you remember, with our old system, everything that you did would be gathered in one particular report, and you could just, at a click of a button, that report could be sent to the HPCSA at any particular time. We don't have that with this system. Maybe as we go along, they'll develop that, but we don't have it. But what we have now done, after a while of searching, is we have introduced a system that will do even more of the functions that we did not have previously, and that is FlexiQuiz. You would have received an email or a professional bulletin today that speaks of FlexiQuiz. FlexiQuiz speaks about or deals with the CPD environment. So as it is now, every webinar, face-to-face meeting that we have, no problem. We're able to get your data, and within 5 days of cleaning it up and making sure that everything is proper, we submit that to the HPCSA as per requirement. What we did not have is that we're not able now to load in the MCQ of the SADJ as we used to have. Now with FlexiQuiz, we're able to do that and more. So as from today, if you go onto FlexiQuiz on the link that was provided on the professional development, you will be able to at least access the Feb and the March SADJ, and you will be able to do an MCQ at any particular time. When you do your MCQ, unlike in the past, if say something happens and you are interrupted in the midst of that MCQ, you are able to save at the point that you are in. You can go and do whatever you want, and when you come back, you are able to continue until you finish. When you finish and you pass with a minimum of 70%, which is what the guidelines have provided from the HPCSA, you will get it successfully completed, and you will immediately be emailed with a certificate of completion, as well as your answer sheet. The answer sheet will contain what you have answered. These are all MCQ, what you have, how you have responded, so that you can see where you have gone wrong, and hopefully you can go back and learn and see what the right answers are. But for FlexiQuiz to work for you, you will need to also register for FlexiQuiz. By registering, we mean just opening an account for you to be able to access everything that's going to be there. And we have provided you on that newsletter that we sent this afternoon on how to do it. Just click on any of those links, SADJs. It will, if you're coming for the first time, it will say register, register. We recommend that you use the same credentials as you have used on GlueUp, so that you don't confuse the two or maybe forget your credentials. Once we have only loaded the SADJ, two of the SADJs, we will be loading more of the SADJs going backwards as well as forward. So 2 more should be loaded up until May and June, or 3, May and June, we'll load those. And we're gonna go back and load as much as we can of the historical SADJ, which will give you an opportunity, if you have not done the SADJ before, or a particular SADJ before, you will be now be able to go in and you can choose what you want, what articles you want to read, and be able to then do the MCQ. There are clinical CEUs in there, as well as ethical CEUs. What this FlexiQuiz provide for us is that now, for the first time, all webinars that we do videos that maybe we have for training, PowerPoint presentations that we have for training, we will be able to load them and make them available on demand to our members. So say, for instance, you have missed a webinar, you can actually come in later on, maybe a day after, be able to do an MCQ on that particular, you listen to that same webinar and do an MCQ. So we have broadened the opportunity of you making or earning your CEUs. But that is to be done in the future. For now, we only have the SADJ. With the CPD environment, we have explained this on a few SADA rights, that we are not able to load historical information. So your historical CEU points. However, we have taken all those CEU points for all the events, congresses, webinars, face-to-face, those we have loaded onto the HPCSA. What we have discovered today is that those that have done the SADJ in the past, those CEUs were not loaded to the HPCSA, and we've had a discussion with them, and we've submitted that list, specifically that list of the SADJ. So if you have done the SADJ MCQ between June 2021 and maybe December or January 2023, it means whatever you have received from the HPCSA today does not include those CEUs. And hopefully, once they've loaded this week, your profile will be updated. So may I please encourage you, if you know that you have done SADJ MCQs, not to panic. If you have received a message from the HPCSA, which I'm going to speak about now, saying that you do not comply, please visit your profile sometime next week, this day, like on a Thursday and a Friday. You'll probably find that your CEUs have been updated. Now, what we are also going to do going forward is that all that historical data is going to be sent to you individually. So everything that you have done that we had on the previous website, we still have it. We will send to you by email and say, this is what you have done and these are your points, so that you can keep it. Since we don't have a system to keep in our current system, we will send each individual and then you will receive that going forward. I cannot give you a date for now. So please, for those that have started asking, just give us a little bit of maybe 2 to 3 weeks. We should have found out the easier way to actually extract that information and send to you individually. It's probably going to be much quicker than what I'm telling you. So there's no need for anyone to ask for the data. Every single person will receive that data. The data that's already recorded on our system, which I'm saying by next week, hopefully the HPCSA would have updated with the SADJ. It is important that when you get your SADJ certification, that you keep it on some sort of a spreadsheet, because once it is sent to you, the system does not keep the history the way I understand it. So you might want to keep a folder of that particular CEU or the certificate in case there is a need for you to refer to it. So your historical data of what you have done will be sent to you. Now, let me come to the HPCSA message. Please note that every single practitioner under the MBD of the HPCSA has received some form of communication today. Physiotherapists, medical, dental, every single person has received the same message to say you have so much CEUs, either you comply or you don't comply. Now let me explain, and we explained this in the bulletin that I've given you, what this means, because some members called me today to understand. Normally, the audit of the HPCSA, it looks at a rolling 24-hour period. A 24 months period, not 24 hours. Sorry, guys. I see Anne would like to say something. I'll give her the time just now. It's a rolling 24-hour period. In that rolling 24-hour period, when they look at you and when they audit you, you need to have a total of 60 CEU points, which are 50 CEU points for clinical and 10 CEU points for ethical, law, and everything else that you guys are aware of. We just normally call it ethical. So if, for instance, you've got 70 points in that period, so now, because the audit just happened now, it will refer to June 2021 to June 2023, more or less, points. That in itself does not mean that you are compliant. You need to look at the 70 points and say, do I have a minimum of 50 that is clinical and 10 that is ethical? So if, for instance, of the 70 points, you've got 65 that is clinical and 5 only that is ethical, you will still get an email that says you don't comply. How do you check? You need to log on to your profile of the HPCSA, and therein you will see exactly what are the live CEU points, how many ethical do you have, how many clinical do you have. Before I go on, because I think I want to add something around the earlier stuff that I mentioned, as well as this, I will allow Anne to quickly say something. And payment.
Thank you, Casey. I wanted to advise that the SADJs are currently online on the website and can be downloaded and read there. We've had some questions regarding those.
Okay, thank you for that clarity, Anne. So basically, all the SADJ are online, and you can still do you can already do your MCQ. They may not necessarily be on, and I'm assuming what you're saying, they're on the website, but not necessarily on FlexiQuiz. And we can't hear you. You are
sorry,
muted.
MCQs are being loaded on FlexiQuiz in a backwards fashion. So we're going to be starting
on the website, from... you have everything there.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything guys understand, on FlexiQuiz, you will not be able to access all the SADJ, as I indicated earlier, but on the website itself, sad.co.za, www.sada.co.za, you will be able to access all the other SADJ. I was still on the HPCSA. So I hope that clarifies. You need a minimum of 50 clinical, 10 ethical for you to comply in any 24 months rolling period. Now, I'm going to move on and say generally what they do, if you don't comply, they're not going to run for you. They normally give you up to 6 months to correct whatever it is that you need to correct. So you will need to end those points that you may be missing. We are helping you. I was invited into, well, not invited, but I was tagged in one of a group today on Facebook, and I had to go in and explain because they also did not understand. Someone was saying to me, I've got 70 points. And we said, but check your points. Are they divided accordingly? So we're going to provide more resources and more content for you to actually comply. So if you're on FlexiQuiz, the SADA FlexiQuiz, You will not need to go anywhere to get your points. If you realize that you are short of your ethical points, you just need to look at ethical questions. Do it immediately. You get your stuff, it's sorted out, and all in all. Let me clarify something so that people don't get confused. If you attend a webinar or you attend a face-to-face, a congress, branch meeting, all of those things on our system, we have your details and we automatically allocate CEU points for you. And that's why you've been getting certificates. We then automatically submit this to the HPCSA. That is the requirement. The provider must submit your CEU to the HPCSA, not you as the practitioner, okay? Now, if you have done something outside of SADA, please note that we don't have the powers over other suppliers or service providers. You need to contact that service provider to ask them to load those CEUs on the platform. My understanding, and I stand corrected, is that every time there's a load of a CEU point on your profile, you will get an SMS that says 1 CEU, 2 CEU points are loaded from SADA, loaded from whatever dental provider that you might have gone to. So if they have not loaded, it is your responsibility to please contact them and say, please, will you load this so that my CEU points are 100% there. Right. Now, I'm going to talk about GlueUp just briefly, then Congress, then I'm going to hand over to Jerome. Now, guys, I need you to please sign up with GlueUp. And hopefully today's meeting will assist you. So what we have done, we have taken your details, all your details, and put it onto the new system. So signing up, remember, if you go for the first time on GlueUp, you cannot log in. The system will say it does not recognize you, you don't have a profile, because you have not activated your profile. How you activate your profile is that you must sign up. That sign up, which will ask you to put in your details and put in your username as well as your password. Your username and your password that you are creating can be exactly the same as the one that you have been using in the past. You don't need to create a new one. Once you have signed in, you are now fully activated on GlueUp. It may happen that GlueUp itself, you get a message that says you need to complete a particular section of the profile because we don't have that information. Say, for instance, we don't have a valid mobile. We may send you a message that please complete this section. That's fine. Complete that, or maybe it will ask you to put your picture. All of those things, that will happen. But the moment you sign in, you've got access to GlueUp, basically. What we are asking you to do, every single one of you, is to then, after activating your profile, and it literally takes 3 seconds. I'm sure you will see when Jerome does it today. 3 seconds to activate. Literally, you put all this information, enter and enter, you are activated. Okay. After activating, we are asking you to immediately download the GlueUp app, which is linked to your profile. And I'll explain about the app briefly, and Jerome will take you further. Okay. When you download that app, when you go to the app, remember it's exactly the same back end as your GlueUp website, if I can use that word. So now you don't sign in, but you log in using the credentials that you've already used to sign in to GlueUp. Because some people have tried to sign in on the app. That is like trying to create a second profile. So you don't do that. Lastly, on that issue, we have discovered that there are certain practices that have used the same email address for 3, 4, 5, sometimes to 10 dentists that are working in that practice. And that's because it's being managed by the receptionist. Unfortunately, Your email address is your identifier. In other words, that is your unique identifier. That's how we know it is you. So you cannot share your email address. Every single one in that particular practice must have their own email. And your email address, generally in GlueUp, is your username. So you see, if 10 of you have got that, you're gonna have many profiles, and it's gonna be a problem. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, maybe before I go out there, we've got close to 200 people that are here. There were just over 300 members that have registered for this webinar. Please, after today, check with them if they have not registered or activated that GlueUp account. If they have not, this particular presentation is going to be on the website, and you will be able to click on it. Actually, it will be on the Flexi Quiz. You'll be able to click on it, and you can learn. They can learn what you guys are learning today, and they can then register on the system. Congress is coming, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited for 2023 and the International Congress that's being hosted by us at the CTICC. I've been going around the country now, and the excitement is palpable. So I want all of you to please come to the Congress. I will be there, we will all be there, and you're gonna meet a lot of people. Just to give you the highlights, the speakers that are coming to this Congress, the majority of them you have not heard before, and they are experts in their field. The exhibition center is nearly 150% of what we had at Empress, for those that were there with us at Empress. It's huge. Not to tell about the beauty of the space, the views are amazing. I'm sure the people in Cape Town, our branch in Cape Town, will tell you how beautiful this is. Majority of members are saying they will definitely be in Cape Town. We still have the German guys, they are coming there. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot miss this for any tea in China. So I need you to please start registering so that you don't register to the Congress in the last minute. However, if you have not activated your GlueUp account, you're gonna struggle to register. So please activate your GlueUp account, download the app, go into GlueUp, do whatever you need to do in terms of CPD, but also make sure that you register your account with, you register for Congress. And when you register for Congress, you will see we also ask you to choose certain sessions that they will be happening at the same time. So you need to be able to choose. Please read very carefully before you choose so that you don't choose things of the same at the same time. I thank you very much. I see my team might have been looking and dealing with the issues and questions. I will deal with this right at the end, all the questions that are on the system now, because I think some of them will be answered through the presentation that Jerome is going to give. Jerome comes from, as I indicated, from Fast Forward. He's the CEO. They know the system in and out, and that's what we've asked them. And Jerome has indicated to me, this is one of the best systems you could ever have. And I'm happy to assist your members to actually register and use it and see the benefit of it. So Jerome, welcome to SADA. And I want to give over to you. If you can show your face so they know that it's not a bot that's speaking, but it's a human being.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Casey.
You're still, your screen is still black. Just check. There we go. There we go, Jerome. Thank you so much. And over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jerome. So my role here today really is to talk about the GlueUp system and how you can get the best value and use out of the system, and really to make your experience with SADA and the ability to engage with SADA at a deeper level. So that's really the purpose today. I'm going to share my screen, and we can really start with how do we log in and create an account on the platform? Because I think a lot of people, the ability to access the system is hampered by not having a login and password. So if you go to the SADA website, the easiest thing to do is click Become a Member. It's going to take you up to the sign-up form. Here you're able to create your account, and it's as simple as putting your email address that you use for your membership, your first, last name, and a password. And from there, you will agree to the terms and create an account. Once you've created an account, you're going to receive a verification email to your email. And this really ties in with the privacy requirements of the system, where you verify the account that you've registered via email, and it will then give you access to the platform. Once you've verified your account, accessing the system is as easy as logging in. You click your login, you put your credentials, and then you can click My Profile. So I encourage you all, as a starting point to engaging with the system, is to update your profile information. So you come into the system with the ability to add a profile picture. You can link your social accounts, and really, I would encourage you to use the initial kind of access to the system to go through the settings on the side, because here you're able to access what memberships you have available. You're able to access any connections you've made, as well as your privacy settings. So the two kind of areas that I'd like you to concentrate on when you first get onto the system is check to make sure you've seen your privacy settings, as well as go in and check your notification settings, because here you have the ability to switch on and off notifications as needed. You'll also notice that when you go into memberships, that it has a complete member profile button. So I would encourage you, as a starting point, to complete your member profile. This will then allow you to capture any information that you feel is missing, or that SADA doesn't have on you. You can capture that here. And once you've done all of those setups, you can then proceed to go to MyGlue Home, and you now have access to the system. So at a basic level, the GlueUp system is a community engagement portal. Okay, so it starts you off with what looks like a social feed. You've got your profile information. It shows your active memberships, which we'll get to in a bit, and any communities that you fall part of. It also shows you any connections that you've made as part of the system, which I'll show you in a bit, and any upcoming events. If you click on upcoming events, it will take you to the event list. And at its heart, the system is a social feed. Like I said, you can make a post, you can add a photo, you can add a video, or yes?
Sorry, so I'll interject now and then. Certain things I'm going to ask you to actually do. For instance, when we talk about upcoming events, please can you just click to them so they can see the view?
I will get to the upcoming events is part of the
cool.
The next steps here. All right, so as mentioned, in the space, you're able to post a photo, image, or content. Once someone has made a post, you're able to like, comment, or share on that post, as well as add documents or upload an image. So we encourage you as members to share, to engage with the content that is being posted. As an organization, the mandate is knowledge transfer, and this is a great place to start transferring that knowledge and sharing your content with other members. Now, from this homepage, on the left-hand side menu, you have a few different options. The first one is what's called My Community. So where the main page is the public social feed for the organization. The community shows the different groups that you may be part of. So in this particular case, members that have registered accounts would be part of the SADA members group. Again, it's a social feed, so you can post videos and photos as well as like, comment, and share. But what makes this section different is your ability to engage with members. So if you click on members, you can see the different members that are part of the group. You can search for members, and then the three little dots on the side allow you to either view a member's profile, you can send a business card, or you can send a private message. So if I'd go and send a private message, it will open up the direct messaging window and I'm able to then engage. And all the messages that you send and the conversations that you start will be kept in the direct messaging space. You can also access files. So the organization will be able to add files in this file repository, which would be member or community only. And then you can access the different groups that you may be a part of. So if you go to the groups, you can see that currently there are 3 different groups, and I know in due course these groups will be expanded upon. You can then request access to get into it. We then have an events tab. The events tab really is the easiest way to register for events, if I can say. When you access the place, you'll see all of the events that you may have registered for. You'll also see a list of all upcoming events by date. If you see an event that you're interested in, you have 2 options. One, you can click register now, and by having an account, you'll notice that I'm already logged in. I can then select the tickets I want, register, and when you go down the registration process, it already has my information captured, and then you would complete the necessary information. You are also able to, if you click on event info, you can then go directly to the event page that has been created for that event. You can also see any past events that have happened. You can see any CPD events that are coming up. In this case, there's a few that you can register for in due course. And you can filter your events. So you can choose by date or by event type. So once you've registered for an event, you'll find them all up on the top here. You'll see any registered events happening today would be accessible via this tab. All right, the next section that's available to you is the membership section. So here is where you're able to manage your membership information. You'll come on and see you have an active membership. If you then click on your name, it will open up the membership information. You either can update your member profile, which I would hope that you had done when you first registered on the system. But if anything changes, you can access that information here. And you can see the last transaction that was made. Okay. In due course, this subscriptions tab will allow you to access different newsletter groups that have been created. All right, and then in the top right-hand corner, you basically have the direct access to the messaging module. And then the last section in the corner is your notifications tab. And here you can see all of the notifications that have been generated by the system. As I mentioned, when we first got into the system, you do have control of your notification settings. All you need to do is go back to the profile settings page and then manage your notifications. That's pretty much the presentation of the system. So as you can see, it's, once you've got an account, it's really quite straightforward and easy to use. Where the value of the system lies is in the engagement that you put into the system. So by sharing content, by direct messaging people, by joining in with groups, registering for events, all of these activities will really go a long way to driving engagement, personally as well as for the value of SADA as an organization. Thank you very much. That is the presentation, and then we'll be taking questions in a bit.
All right. And Let me deal with some of the issues here. I don't know if Anne is back. And if you're back, let me know.
I'm here.
Thank you. So Anonymous says, when I register for SADA CPD event, can you please add a setting that will allow the form to self-populate? Okay, and I think we can address that. And do you want to take that through? Or Jerome, do you want to take that through? You kind of covered it, but maybe just to emphasize. Jerome?
Yes, I think the value, when we talk about having an account is exactly that when you have a GlueUp account, you register for an event, all of your information is auto-populated. So you don't have to keep putting in the same information. Obviously, on a per event basis, there will be information that's needed in terms of dietary requirements or specifics about the event, but your contact details, email address, all of that information would be auto-populated by the system.
So basically, when you activate your account, and whatever information is in your account, when you register for an event, it will self-populate, except for things like if we ask you what's your dietary requirements for this event, if it's a face-to-face event, more or less exactly that. But other than that, registration, once you've activated your account, should take you less than a second. That's basically what it is. You just go in exactly what Jerome has indicated, those two tabs, event info or register for a particular event, and then you choose. When you choose, please make sure you choose the right option. Like if you're a SADA member, whatever level you are, SADA members don't pay generally. You click on that, it will immediately say registered, and you'll get a confirmation email for that particular thing. It will take you literally less than a second to do that. But you need to do the work at the beginning in case you have information that is missing. If your profile was complete in the old CRM, you find that it's in there, and maybe we may just ask you for your picture so that we know who we're talking to, and your colleagues can recognize you. But that's it. Yes is an answer. It will self-populate only if you've given it information. Okay, thank you so much. The next one is when logging into GlueUp, it says that my password has expired and I have to create a new password. Is this the norm that your password expires, Jerome?
No, it's not.
You are aware of?
No, it's not. That seems like a very weird response from the system. What I would suggest is if you do have any issues logging in and there's a problem with the account, if we can receive mails from you so that we can then access the tech team and try to find out what the problems are. We've got, GlueUp has got a very good support infrastructure in terms of dealing with problems of accessing the platform. So if you do have an issue, we'd be more than happy to hear from you so that we can try and rectify the issue.
Bangile Tabete, I think, I'm not so sure if he's a doctor. You spoke about it's just a technical issue. I see other people can hear us well. Maybe just check that your volume is high enough at that side, Matabile. Thank you so much. Dr. Bailenson, a friend of ours, he says, when I log into the SADA website, I can't locate the GlueUp login or details.
The login button, yes. So the login button, as I showed you guys, was at the top right of the screen. And if you haven't got an account yet, you want to click. Yes, I'll share my screen again quickly.
Do you want to share the screen again? Because you've dealt with this. I just want to make sure that we're not leaving anything.
Yes. So you want to go, if you come onto the site for the first time, you want to click become a member. And in the top right-hand corner. So if you click become a member, it will go to the register. If you have registered, you can just click login and it will open up the login screen for you so that you can then log into the system. If you've forgotten your password, you have the forgot password button that will then activate a recovery of the password process. But yeah.
Yeah, let me repeat this because I think this is one of the questions I received a few times today. If today you have not yet activated your account, go to www.sada.co.za and you will see a screen that looks like what you are seeing now. You click on Become a Member. When you say Become a Member, it will take you to a GlueUp Create an Account section. Then you create an account, the process that we have followed. In future, once you have done the creation of the account, when you come in, you go to log in, because now you are logged in. If you log in, you will then go in with the same details that you have created your account for. You will be able to access the GlueUp environment. Thank you, Jerome. Just there we go. All right. I'm now going to, let's see, where do we see our dental protection information and membership? And do you want to deal with this if you're still alive there?
I am still. Casey, that information is still being populated. The information appears in the chapter, which allows connection to the member's profile.
All right. So the information for DP,
dental protection,
you will still be, basically you will still go through the same process. You will log in. Once you have created a SADA GlueUp account, you will log in. So you've created an account, you already activated. You will log in. When you log in actual fact, when you go, they say on the website, it will say my membership. You can go there, or right in the GlueUp account itself, you will see a dental protection chapter. And when you click on that, you should be able to see information around you. Thank you. Okay, and that is done. I need to put in all my information every time I am on GlueUp. No, you don't need to. If you have activated your account, filled in the details, and you get a confirmation from the system to say your account is activated, that information is saved. You will not need to put it any time again unless if you want to update it, and that update is all in your hands. You don't need to do anything after that. This may be an indication that somehow you abandoned the process midway. So you have to register and you will get a confirmation email to say, am I correct, Jerome, that you have registered?
That's correct.
So until you have received an email confirmation, you are not registered. And once that has happened, we can safely tell you your information is saved. You won't need to do anything further at any particular time until you want to. Would the database be searchable by public to find a dentist? The answer is yes. Just like we have done in the previous CRM, that functionality, we are finalizing it. It's a very important functionality for us because we want to be able to help the public connect with you. So just like I said when we went to the other CRM, it is critically important that you put the right information about your practice. Where it says practice on the profile, please put the right information so that the same information is able to pull onto the Find the Dentist section. And when they do that, because generally most of the people, they will just put the area where they are in, and what we want the system to do is to show who are available closer to that area or in that area. I see that my internet connection is a little bit wacky. Okay, Jerome, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Jerome, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes, the database will be searchable at a later stage, we are working towards that, just like we had in the past. Thank you for Anonymous. Then the next question from Dr. Jackson. When I try to access any of the tabs, the screen just shows a black shadow and doesn't allow me to choose any option. Now, this sounds like a technical issue. Jerome, have you experienced this?
No, unfortunately not. Casey, no, these are the kind of things that may be caused by server issues in the moment. They may be caused by connectivity issues. You know, these are the kinds of things that we always encourage to try again later or tomorrow. And if it persists and you're still having the same issue, that you then report it to us so that we can look into it. But generally, those kinds of issues are more connectivity issues than system related.
Yeah, absolutely. After today, if you try everything that we have spoken about and you still struggle, like I see Dr. Bailenson may still be struggling, please contact our office by email or by telephone and indicate that you're struggling. Someone will help you. Use the info@SADA, and will that be the right one? And if you're online? Yeah, info@sada.co.za, so we can assist, so that we can assist you, because there may be something else that maybe we're not aware of, or you may be doing wrong, and we are gladly happy to assist anyone, because we want you to be on the GlueUp platform. So Dr. Bailenson, you are number one. Please, can you send an email to info@sada.co.za? If you send an email, please tell us what time is convenient for us to call you, so that we don't call you when you are too busy and we can't speak to you. We want to be able to call you at a convenient time and help you through the process. Thank you very much. And then let me see. Can previous webinars be accessed by members from within GlueUp? I have answered this question. We will load the previous webinars, yes. And unlike in the past, this time around, for those that have missed the webinars, you will be able to learn, as well as to attempt the MCQ questions and then earn CEUs for that. But obviously, you cannot double dip. If you have attended the webinar and you got your CEUs, you cannot then later on go onto the website and try to do the MCQ. That's double dipping, and it's not allowed. And because the unique number will be similar, that will be seen as fraud. So please don't do that. I know none of you will try to do that. Then watch the webinar and answer the question. So thank you so much to Anonymous for that question. And Dr. DeBrain, J. DeBrain, is GlueUp compulsory for SADA members? The answer is yes. Why yes? This is the only way that you will be able to interact with the association. So if you're not on GlueUp, you are going to miss a lot of information that we are communicating to members. You are also going to struggle to register for various platforms, including events, and you're going to lose out on the communication of communities within the GlueUp space. So say, for instance, as I indicated, general practitioners interested in pediatric dentistry, and they are sharing information, asking questions, sharing files, research. You're going to lose out on that. So basically, in the communities, I call it, for me, it's almost like a secure WhatsApp group on steroid. So please, I need you to actually join. All of you, if you're a member of SADA, you need to join. You need to join, because if you're going to do, I see my internet is playing up. Sorry, my internet is playing up. I apologize for that. For non-members, you still need to join, so that we keep your details, and it's going to be easier for you to register for our webinars, for our Congress and everything, you still need to join. Thank you so much for Dr. DeBrain. And Dr. Bellinson, thank you so much. You've just indicated that on your phone, it works well. So the technical issue of the black screen or the other issues, it could be the techniques of your own device that you are using. By the way, listen to me again, gentlemen and ladies, is that on the app itself, and it's nice to have the app because you access more or less the same thing that you access via the web. So you can just click onto the app and you can see exactly more or less the same that you will see when you go through the web. So that's why it's important for you to have the app. You have the web or the CRM at your fingertips. And if I remember well, I can't remember, Jerome, please correct me. I think it does have an ability, the app, to save the credentials so that you don't have to always put it in, or does it need to have? Can't remember.
So the login that you create on the browser is going to be the same login you're going to use on your app. Once you're logged in on your app, you're logged in. You don't have to keep logging in again. And the mobile app is literally the mobile version of the browser-based community portal. So it does essentially the same thing. You'll be able to engage and get the same information.
So you see, once you've logged in, the details are saved. When you're on the app and it's saved, you don't have to keep on logging. Just make sure that you've clicked remember me so that it remembers you. Okay, Dr. If I murder your surname, please, I apologize, Dr. Shom. I have registered on the website. I've also downloaded the mobile app. However, when I want to log in on the mobile app, it asks me to register once again. Is this correct? No, it's not correct.
It's not
supposed to. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll answer. That may be the case if you haven't verified the login yet. So if you get the verification email and you activate the account, you should be able to get into both. If not, please contact us so that we can try to find a resolution for you.
I think this is very important, what you've just indicated, Jerome. I think very, very important. Receiving the email itself does not mean you are registered. You need to verify the email through that email that you receive. That's when you will say, my registration or my sign up is complete. So when you receive the email, you still need to verify. That's the only time you can say, now I am done. I do apologize for earlier on saying just you will receive the email, then you know you're registered. You need to verify your registration via the email that you receive. Once you've done that, the same credentials, you should be able to use that on the app without it asking you. You can only register once. And once you've registered, you are identified. Please send a summary of the actual procedure. Yes, we basically have sent this in the professional development bulletin that went out this afternoon. Please have a look at that. Otherwise, contact us and we can still assist you. And then the next question. That is an excellent feature with great value. It is important to have correct details loaded. Patients will be able to find dentists better. Thank you, Casey. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you to the team that is working on this. But absolutely, you're going to love. I promise you, once all of us have registered, many of you are going to ask a simple question. Why did we not go into this platform 25 years ago? And when you do that, I'm going to tell you, 25 years ago, it was not there. But it's a beautiful, beautiful platform. Okay, just to say that I hate this change. I have spent hours loading info. It gets lost, start again. Can't use GlueUp. I don't have time in my day to be phoning for additional help. And I really don't want all the accessory links. We are busy dentists and this has been horrible. I do acknowledge that, Anonymous. I do acknowledge maybe your experience, but those experience are because of what I've just told you now. And some of it is because of the systems that you are accessing GlueUp with. Also, we must not forget about the network issues that we have in the country because of load shedding. It does have an impact. You know that sometimes when load shedding comes back, in some areas it takes a bit longer. But to Anonymous, I want to encourage you. If you cannot go back on your own, please phone my office. Please send an email with time that we can call you. We will sort it once and for all, and you will have the best experience going forward. I do not want
Casey, I think, sorry, can I jump in, Casey?
Yeah.
I think, you know, during this transition process where a new system is being put in place, it's really helpful from the organization's team to get your feedback and to understand the problems that you're having, because it really goes a long way to helping us at a GlueUp level make improvements and to try and then mitigate those issues. So if you are having problems, and especially with accessing the platform and updating your content, please let us know, because it does go a long way to us continuously improving the system to get it to a place where it's seamless. So I do understand you're busy. I understand that, you know, any new system can be a bit frustrating, but your feedback is invaluable to us to make sure that we give you the best experience and that we improve the system on an ongoing basis.
Thanks so much, Jerome. The next question from Anonymous is about a portal with webinars on demand. I believe I've dealt with that to say our new plug-in FlexiQuiz will definitely have those on demand. Jerome, does you want to say something?
No.
Okay. It will have those on demand, and you will be able to do MCQs so that you are able to NCEU after you have dealt with that particular question. So thank you so much for that. So that is done. The next one, I just tried signing up following the instruction from Jerome and Casey. I, however, am getting this message: existing email address. The email ID you have entered is already linked to this account. Please use a different email. Jerome, do you want to explain that in 2 cases?
Again, Casey, you know, it's hard to deal with individual cases in a forum like this. It's really a case of share the details with us, email, let's help you out. And generally, 100%. We resolve these issues timelessly.
Thank you. The DPL issue on profile, I have already answered. So thank you so much to Dr. Kutsie. And the next one, where can you access quiz for CEU after seminar? I've indicated this one, we have not started loading, but going forward, they will be on the FlexiQuiz plugin. Please read the email that we have sent this afternoon. And Dr. Shom says, I have verified my login on the web a while ago, and here it works. Please, in that case, call us. Let's see what is happening. And this applies to everyone that have tried everything and you're struggling in one particular area, either the app, while you can access everything on there, we can help you. On registering, they ask which category. The category is a category of membership, and it's on a down arrow. If you click on that down arrow, you will see everything, and it explains very clearly what membership. Are you, for instance, a retired member? And it will tell you what's a retired member. Are you a ComServe? Are you a PP1? And it explains what's a PP1. Are you a PP2? It will explain what a PP2 is. Are you an oral hygienist? All of those, if you click on the down arrow, you'll be able to choose, and it's very clearly marked. So if you can do that, Doc, if you are not so sure where you belong, again, call us, we're going to assist you. And please, while I'm saying this, obviously from today, there may be quite a lot of people calling. Just bear with us. So we will definitely get back to you. If you can't get through to us because then the phones are ringing off the hook, send us an email. We definitely will get back to you, that I promise. Dr. Anonymous, thank you for that word. GlueUp is a wonderful tool. I think that's what you meant. Thank you so much. And I agree with you 100%. I think once we've gone through these small hurdles, all of you will definitely enjoy this tool. It is a wonderful tool. You are trying to, Dr. Anonymous, again, I'm trying to edit my phone number on the business card in the app. It does not allow me to edit. You cannot edit on the business card. You must edit it on your profile, where you must update everything. And the profile, and I'm saying this off the hook here, if you edit on the profile, your business card will automatically update. Will members be able to pay member fees via the portal? Absolutely. That's one gem. Here, you will be able to access various payment options. Your card securely, you can do EFT. We don't really encourage EFT, but you can do whatever. But yes, you'll be able to pay directly through the system, and the system will communicate with you what has gone through and all those type of things. So thank you. And another doctor, thank you for this. This is a positive change. Any change is going to be filled with some challenges. So that's moving with the times and entering a new era. Looking forward to all the new members' focused efforts. SADA rocks. Thank you so much for that. We do need to hear this sometimes, but I still acknowledge that for those that are struggling, we want to help you to walk this journey with us. And once you have done this registration, you're really going to enjoy it. Remember, there were times even last year when members would call and say, I did not receive a link to a webinar. This time, you don't even need to phone anyone. If for some reason you don't see your link somewhere, you can just go to your app, you can just go to your profile, click on the event that you've registered for, and you will be able to get the link and then attend. That's how beautiful this thing is. So guys, please, I want us to be positive about it, but without putting the challenges under the carpet. Part of this issue has been connectivity issues with SADA. They appear not to have telephone lines when it's load shedding, so they are unable to assist when I have phoned. It is really a no-win. Unfortunately, this has been an issue because when there is no power, our telephony system is web-based. We don't have phones, but what we have done now, which should not have been an issue going forward as well, is that there are certain people that we have given what do you call it, power banks, not power banks, but backups, and you should be able to get through to someone at any particular time, even when we are all having load shedding. Secondly, we have moved people around so that when load shedding affects one in one area, the other area is not necessarily in load shedding. So this is going to also help. What are the accreditation tabs on the SADA site? What do we add there? Now, I'm not quite so sure which one we're referring to, and maybe you might know what we are talking about here. Can you deal with this question?
No, Casey, I was also reading it and wondering what it was referring to. But if the individual who has questioned that could just drop me an email, and yes, we can certainly respond.
You can take a picture of what you are asking, and you can send it via email, or yeah, that would be great, and we can get back to you. If you have an existing email error, perhaps try the forget password link or send OTP. So this is another member attending that is assisting there, and absolutely you can do that. Dr. Duplessis, is FlexiQuiz a separate app or only links? So FlexiQuiz, we've just opened that as of yesterday. Yes, it's a separate entity, but what we are trying to figure out, which I think we should be able to do, is that we should be able to put a widget in the SADA website. We have not tried it yet, but we are looking at that, so that once you have logged in, you can see the widget and you can click in. But to click in there and to access it, you'll still put the same credentials that you have put once you have registered on that particular. It does unfortunately ask you to log in after you've logged into the SADA website. So yes. If you have an existing, okay, I've dealt with this. Okay, and I've dealt with this. The next question, does registration for postgraduate degree at a university count towards CPD? Anne, are you able to answer this one? I forgot.
As far as I'm aware, yes, it does count towards CPD. The CPD guidelines are available on the HPCSA website, and you can confirm it. But as far as I'm aware, yes, they do.
What we will do is that in the next communication, we are going to put some information around this so that it is clear, and we're going to put that excerpt from the HPCSA. That's the same thing, dealt with that. Accreditation could possibly be HPCSA. Now, again, we can't say until we have seen what the issue is or what that tab they're referring to. But what I want to encourage, those are all the questions. What I want to encourage you is we are here for you. You can come back by tomorrow, 9 o'clock. This webinar would have been loaded on, and will this be on FlexiQuiz? Am I correct?
No, this won't be on FlexiQuiz, but it is on YouTube.
All right. So you can just go on our YouTube channel and you can rewatch this and try and understand. But again, I'm saying, don't suffer alone. If you are suffering and you're struggling, and we are here, just please call me and let's try and assist you, and we can see. Yeah. So Dr. Anonymous, that's exactly what we have done as well. I've answered that we're also on VoIP, and we have now put backup for quite key staff members. So there's no issue anymore. This was something of the past, and I believe that the member referred to it was something they suffered or they experienced in the past. Now we've got the UPS for various key staff members, and you should be able to get through to us. With that, we have come to the end. I don't see any further questions. I want to say thank you so much for all of you that attended today. You probably have received, as I see another anonymous attendee saying, thank you for the informative session. Absolutely. We just want to try and make your life easier. And I understand the challenges that you may be facing, because GlueUp is a little bit strange, it's unusual, or it's new. But once you have done the hurdle of registration, which should not be an issue, unless, number one, there's multiple emails that are registered from the previous system. And we are going to go through meticulously now and look at those that have got similar emails and try to merge into one. But what we have identified as well is that, as I indicated, a practice used one email, but we can see there are two DP numbers, which means there are two doctors, but on the same email. That's something that's a problem. So please ensure that you use your own email and don't share that email. In those instances, we might call you and say, doctor, we have this issue. Can you give us another email to reactivate your account? The second thing is, it's possible that you have not activated your account and you think you have activated your account. Remember, you go on to join member, you go to www.sada.co.za, become a member, then it will take you to the registration platform. You register with either the information that you used to use in the previous platform, and then it will take you into the system, and you can go and update all that information, and whatever you want to update, you will then get an email, a confirmation email, which you must verify. Once you verify, then you are on. Then you must download the app, and you must use exactly the same credentials of what you have used when you accessed GlueUp or when you signed up with GlueUp. You will then also still need to, for CPD purposes, to register on FlexiQuiz We will put FlexiQuiz as a click on the website, but you will need to register first before you can access FlexiQuiz. We suggest that you use exactly the same credentials that you have used to access GlueUp, so that you know anything that's linked to your membership and the GlueUp is exactly the same. So basically, there are 2 logins that you're going to need to have or to remember, and that's all. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerome, is there anything you want to say in conclusion?
Just that the value you're going to get out of the system is by using it. The more you engage on the platform, the more content you share, the better it's going to be for everyone.
Thank you. And when you are using it and it does not seem to give you the experience that we are talking about, please send us an email, either via the system, it allows you to do that, or via the normal email, so that we can look at it. And if we believe it's a big problem, we will send it to the tech team to have a look and maybe redevelop certain parts of that particular system. Feedback is critically important. And is there anything you want to say?
No, Casey, I think you said it all. Thank you very much.
I've got Charlene on membership. Is there anything you want to say, Charlene?
Nothing from my side, Casey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end. I know we've gone a little bit over, but I really wanted to make sure that everyone understand and everyone get the information without us rushing, because at the moment, we only have 13,500 odd members that have registered out of 3,500 members and out of 10,000 contacts. So we do need as many to register. So over the next few weeks, or listen, over the next week, please phone us, send us an email if you're struggling. Try it first and tell us where you're getting stuck. Let us help you. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned for tonight. God bless you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Jerome. Thank you very much, Jerome, for your time.
You're welcome.
For explaining so cleanly and so in an articulate manner. And thank you for your positivity. We appreciate, and we will continue to work with you in the background to deal with some issues that our members may be experiencing. But I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you, Charlene, with dealing with the members. I appreciate you. Joe is not logged onto this side, but I appreciate you. Basically, I appreciate all my staff members for being available and assisting members that are struggling. We love you as members, and we really want to help you enjoy this journey. And I'm telling you, when we go forward, you will see that what we have been talking about today, you will definitely enjoy this journey. Thank you so much, and have a good night, everyone. I'm going to end this meeting as I speak.